Alright, so we're going to do a tutorial on Celeste map making and all that thing set up. So what we're doing is first we're going to go to Ahorn master. Just search up Ahorn Celeste. That should be the first one like that. So once you get to it, first you want to install Julia. So it's right. Also, you might want to join the Discord for help if you are confused. Also, this is a good one. Also, so basically, what you want to do is click this link to install Julia. So you want to probably install 32 or 64-bit depending on your computer. If you don't know how to do that, then that's kind of sad. But usually 64-bit will work, and if your computer is like usually weaker, you probably would do 32. That's usually the way to go. If you don't have one doesn't work, just do the other one. So if you have, we just install it and blah blah blah. Right? It's pretty easy. Now next, what you need to do is you need to install Ahorn as download the installer right here. This installer is basically just source code. So you want to save as install Ahorn, and that'll be g.jl file, which is a Juliet file, which you just installed. Juliet. So basically after you install Juliet, just download Juliet and you run this, which will basically just click it and it'll run it, and it will immediately start installing that. So that's okay. So after you get that installed, right? Ahorn's gonna be installed and Juliet will be installed after that. So here's the basic controls for Juliet. We'll go over this soon after I shut up everything. Now, the next thing you want is you want to go to Game Banana, or wherever it was, and get Everest. So search up like Everest in Celeste, and this to hit download, and then run it and get the new stable version. And this can be installed when you go to your Celeste files. New Celeste files, like that. And then the installer is always going to be here, and there's also an uninstaller, I believe. I think you just run this. Yeah, so you uninstall, and you can also reinstall it whenever you want. So like you can put between modded and non-modded, whatever you want. So that's pretty good. So now that we got Ahorn installed, so when you first launch Ahorn, it's gonna take a while for it to load because it has to compile everything. Where is Ahorn? Oh, there it is. Okay, so you want to run Ahorn. So it's gonna take a while and cause a lot of lag because it's still in alpha, so it's kind of laggy. But that's no big deal usually. It's gonna be laggy when it's first loading up. After it's done loading, it shouldn't be that bad. Minimize that. Just wait for it to load up. Also, ignore all warnings as long as there's no errors. If there's errors, then that's a problem. You probably send it to someone who works on Everest, or I work on Ahorn, which is the GitHub link. So basically, hold on. So wait for the load. Should be loaded soon. Okay, it's not running. I'm just gonna terminate it. Where is it? Where's the horn? Didn't even say it's on. Okay, well, the horn's not loaded. I don't know why it's not doing this. Okay, then let's just close it out and reopen it. Just close and reopen it since we had a problem. Still in alpha, so it's not the most optimized, but it'll probably be soon when it gets into beta and then actually be fully released. So I guess while this is loading, let's go back to Celeste files. So what you want to do first, you want to go to your Celeste files, which I have a shortcut, which is nice to have. It's basically OS, program files, Steam apps common if you haven't changed it. So next you go to you want to basically create a mod. So this is I created a mod. You just name it whatever you want. See, easy. And then you want to create a folder called graphics. If you can spell it, that helps. It's probably not even spelled right. So I'm just gonna go in and just do this. See, hold on, just use my example like that. Basically, we want to create a graphics, a dialogue, and a map folder. So first, for your map folder, you want to first put your name of you, like the person who's making the map. Next, you want to then put whatever you want here. Keep it kind of short, so because it's easier for dialogue later and creating custom dialogue and all that. So you want that to be short. And these are all your actual levels, which is you can use the Ahorn to open, which Ahorn still hasn't open yet because the Pokemon was frozen. I forgot to unfreeze it. Yeah, that sounds odd. Okay. So so first you're gonna need a meta file. This basically shows you where you are on the map. So I'm gonna launch Celeste real quick. Let's make this easier. So basically, your first folder will be like whatever the name is, and then if you want a B-side, -P, -C, and then the meta, you want the pathways right here with A side, B side, and C side. So, Ahorn, please stop breaking. So Ahorn's being really weird. Okay, I need to get a controller because I can't play this game without a controller. So first, what we're gonna do is, if you want to get a position for your character to be, if you're in debug mode, which if you install Everest, right here, there's mod options. You go to launch as a debug mode and then reset the game. Just turn this on as debug build, and then you basically just relaunch it, relaunch the game, and then it should be now. You should see this debug thing. You know you've done it right. And you can use this debug file. It has everything unlocked already. So basically, so if you hit spacebar, it lets you go into free cam, and then it shows you your position up there and target. So this is good for if you want, and then you basically will copy paste it into your position, so you know where. Because like when you're, like, for example, because like so you have the core, how it looks like this, like when it's zoomed out, zoom in, and then when it zooms, and then when you actually click start, it'll actually zoom into the level. So you basically grab this position. And then you grab the position where it zooms in, like that. So this position thing will help you a lot for choosing where you want your map to be. You can also put it wherever you want. You can also go way out in the void if you want. Do whatever you want. So that's useful. And one more thing about this is if you hold shift. Hold shift is also that button. Wow. I should honestly. Use controller and keyboard at the same time. That's how you open the debug menu. Where the freak is this? Oh wait, it's in the menu. What I'm doing. Options, controls, where are they? Where are the freak controls? Am I being stupid? Oh yeah, I am being stupid. Keyboard. So we're gonna delete this for now. So when you go into your debug file, hold left shift, you go a lot slower, a lot more smooth for like if you want to get that really fine tuned. So like this is normal, and this is shift. So if you hold shift, left shift, it will be a lot slower. So you get these camera angles that you really want, like this for example, or if you want to really get like maybe behind the house, if you want. You know, do like that. And then you can do like the pawn level. You have, if you want your water level to be here, here you go. So that's basically that. Keep opening up the mouse, I keep forgetting the controls for keyboard with debug. And so these are basically if you hit escape or if you hit the little three little buttons on your key controller. If you're using PS4, I forgot what the buttons are, so sorry about that. And these are your map list. You can reload them. This is your B side and C side, all that. And so that's basically all of that with Celeste. Now, if we can go to the map player, should be done yet. It's not. I have no idea what's wrong with the map player right now. I literally have no idea. Maybe I should go on and close out everything. I don't know what's up with the thing. Might have to just do this in another video anyway. Probably OBS destroying my CPU. That's probably what's going on. So anything else I could probably still with Celeste while we're waiting? Because normally the thing runs just fine with me. I usually have no problems, but of course when I'm recording and nothing goes right, because that's usually how it goes. So, let's see. I guess might as well show you this how to work. Okay, I think Ahorn's working now. This looks like this looks like Windows XP. What the fuck? Oh, there you go. It loaded. Okay, so we're gonna create a new map. So we're gonna name it whatever number we want. Let's do it. Let's do something reasonable. Let's see. Let's do 10. Let's just right above core, and we'll name it something. I'm horrible with names if you didn't know. So this is your map. It looks pretty boring. So you want to add rooms. The first thing you want to do. I recommend naming it like A-0 for if you want to do style grounds, so it's easier to have different sections with different details, so you don't have to do as much effort later. So if your first section you want to do A-0 or something like that, or something like something dash something, and then you want something dash something like else B. You want to just however you like it. So first you want to. So this is all the music in the game you can pick from. You have wind, whatever you want, but we shouldn't add wind unless you add particle effects, which I'll show how soon. So first we'll create the first room. So first we're gonna create some snow, which these are all the tiles. I do not have the tile data, so for example, we're gonna be doing. We want to add a player so we can actually just be able to spawn in properly, right? So we're gonna put a player down, and we're gonna name this. We're gonna save this mods to whatever you want, which we chose with maps. Your map, and then we're gonna save it as something.ben, and we'll go on and delete all these other maps, and then rename this something, and then rename this something. We'll want to rename it something.meta. Like that. So now we got something.meta, so we're gonna do we're gonna delete these because we don't have a B side or C side yet. We do have something, which is good, literally. So yeah, that's saved. And now we want to go to so now we're gonna go to our graphics, which we shouldn't have any graphics. So I'm gonna delete this because you shouldn't have graphics unless you want to actually add custom details or if you want to add if you want to add checkpoint, like checkpoint pictures, like when you, or anything like that. Anything you want to add that's like graphical. Customize anything you want. So first for dialogue, so basically when you go to your dialogue, you have the English thing right here. Basically, the first thing you want to do is you want to go to you want to go to Celeste, and you go to Content, and you go to Dialogue right here. And go on and grab your English thing, like copy it, and paste it in here. So this now has all. So hold on. No. I'm gonna grab that real quick. So we're gonna grab all that. We're gonna grab this up. So this has all the dialogue. So what we're gonna do is. So this is like after all this, we're gonna delete all this. Let's see. What am I doing? Hold on. So you're gonna want to delete all this. It's pretty fun to do all this. I don't know why. I get irritated for no reason at all. But like, this is just a good way to my mic is probably saying it's gonna die soon, which is lovely. If it dies in the middle of this will be kind of awkward because I don't like to cut videos because that's annoying. I don't have to edit this. So once you get all this, just delete all this. Okay, so now we got this. So now we're gonna go to I'm just gonna go to my thing I've already made just so it's easier for me to remember. So first of all, you wanna. So basically, what you do is like, so this is the name. So we're gonna put my friend like we're gonna put my best friend Tom's map. I'm helping him make a map, right? For example, and he just like me, he named it map. Like you can, if it was like, for example, if it was, go back to Celeste, go to mods, go to whatever you want. So you go to maps. See how it says maps? Then let's say this will say Tom, for example, right? But for me, it says Exodorama. And then whatever this is, you put it. Shut up. Oh crap! I need that. Okay. Well, you put the name and then whatever it says. For example, it says Tom. But we're gonna keep this as Exodorama because it's my name. And so this is the actual name of the thing, like the name of the mod. So the mod is gonna be named this, for example, which is what I had, but we want it to be something. I'm also going to go ahead and quickly delete withered heights so it doesn't break everything, because if you have two of the same dialogue and two of the same thing, it'll break everything, so be careful about that. Because I have two things named FX on map, so you don't want to do that. So now what we're doing is what's it called? Oh yeah. Let's go use my example, because I can't remember. So basically, so for example, you want to then actually create the map name. So this is actually, since the map is named something. So if you go to mods, you want maps. So it's named something. So you want to, yeah, keep the header. So you want to keep it something, right? And the name will be something. Basically, so when a letter editor works, the entire mod will be named something, but when the actual map will be named something also. Like you can change this to whatever you want. So this is actually the name of the mod, and this is actually the name of the map. So the next thing you want to do is for so if you add poem right here, this actually is like whatever the heart, and if you do A side, this is the heart. So like when you beat the heart, it displays the message. So we're gonna say something heart. So like when you it will say something heart. And you can copy paste this and do it for the B side also. That's for the B side. You can't do C side because C sides don't display anything, just like the normal game. And these are the actual checkpoints. So, but we'll not do that just yet. So we're gonna do change all these to something. And then we're gonna, and then this is for the B side. Right here, these two things are for the B side. Name this is something. You don't forget to and then name it by whatever you want. If you want custom music, which I do not know how to do personally, but the Celeste mod Discord, which was, well, it's in that GitHub thing. Just join that Discord and they can help you. Just ask anyone in the mods or stuff like that channel. Just, first read the mod readme and then basically decide from there. So basically, so now we got the dialogue and all that set up. Now if you want to add custom dialogue, you want to I just use the in-game dialogue thing because it makes it easier for me. The song gets so loud. So this basically says these are like. So basically these are tells you like all these commands do, like this is like wavy, impact, so it's like impacted, and then speed. This is this is color because this is in hex code. So go to like so if you want to go to a hex code, you just go to like hex code finder. It's probably just pick like the first one usually. No. Second one. Oh, there it is. Here's a good one. You go right here and just pick whatever card and it shows you whatever the hex code is. So if you go here, it shows you what the hex code is and just copy paste this in. And then make sure to have this this thing to close the color because like all this will be a certain color. Once this causes the color to no longer be the thing. So basically right here will be this is like for example red. So that, like this will all be red, and then it's then not anymore because this thing cancels the red. So if like this wasn't here, then this entire line will be red. Also, will break your map, so make sure you close it. And so basically, you want to ID these text boxes if you want to have custom dialogue. Like this is GG if you like when you win. I did GG because you can. It's whatever ID you want. And make sure to read all these notes and all that that the Celeste gives you, because the Celeste tells you everything you need to do. If you want triggers, just read the in-game dialogue and see what the triggers do. If you don't worry about that. So now we got all that set up. All the basic stuff set up. We're gonna now work on the map. So we're gonna first save this because it's now if we go to Celeste. Go to Pico. Yeah, yes, we're playing Pico 8 now. Yeah, lovely. Good thing about it not being edited. Okay, so we can go to my main file. So we're going to Withered Heights. Wait. Actually, I probably should actually hold on. Let's go back to Celeste. Hit climb. You click this, so you'll on the left side, not like that. Next to above the journal, you click that button. The game crashes because I forgot. I'm an idiot. I forgot that something else was named Withered Heights, and then I deleted Withered Heights, and then put it with something else with Withered Heights, which broke everything. So that's why I don't have duplicates. That's not if you duplicate it, it crashes. But now it should be fixed anyway. Yeah, see, that's loaded. Okay then. It happens. Now I need to figure out what's wrong. Lovely. Probably because metadata is not set up right. Probably. Try to figure out why it's not working. I should really read that error log instead of just closing it out. Maybe it's because we don't have a wake up thing. Intro type, yeah, we do have wake up. Okay, it's wake up. Let's just go on the debug file. Maybe that's what. Because I think because I already have that being like that, it's breaking. Yeah, there you go. It's because I already had data because the Withered Heights was breaking it. So right here, this is your map. You got snow, a black background. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? Yeah, but this is quite boring, right? Yeah, this is very boring. Let's just add a basic style ground. So we're going to go to style grounds. Let's add some clouds. Let's add some beautiful clouds. There you go. And let's save it. If you're in debug mode, you press F6. You can click on it and reload the room like that, or just hit F5 and it automatically reloads. F5 or F6 works. F6 will put you to a certain room you want to go to, and you click on the you want to spawn at, or F5 just instantly reloads it. So now we got a beautiful background. This looks perfect, right? This looks beautiful. So with the style grounds, we can make them scroll as much as we want. Like say if we want them to be stationary, we do 0. If we want them to scroll like really slowly to the left only, this will scroll like. Say if we want to go really slowly, basically if you walk on screen, it'll scroll really slowly. 1 just means it scrolls every time you move. It scrolls 1 tile, just like you. If you want to scroll a little bit slower. So for example, we're gonna do just 0, so this doesn't scroll at all. And we'll update that, so it overrides that. Now we're gonna add. Let's add some. Yeah, let's add some trees. So we're gonna add some trees. So these trees will be in front of it. See, because this is like the furthest back, and this is the furthest forward. Let's add some a lot of trees actually. Let's add some beautiful trees. Add city. Yeah, let's add a city in the background. I guess that works. So we want to move this back. So we just hit this button right here to make it go above like that. And since this is the foreground, we want it to scroll faster. So we're gonna do like 0.5. And Mike, shut up. I know you're low on power, but shut the fuck up. Okay, so basically you want to do like a slower speed. Like I usually do 1/4. Looks nice. So I'm gonna do 1.25. That's 1/8. That's 1/4. And then we're gonna make this to you actually see the scroll in action. We're gonna have to make this room like let's make this room double the length, so we get 80. See? Oh wait, I should probably add tiles. So we're gonna add some tiles. Oh look, elevation. That's amazing. See now it's loaded. See the background? So as we move it, see how the background scrolls a bit slower, and the background the clouds aren't scrolling at all. See how it looks really nice. So that's basically how you do backgrounds. You want to kind of experiment. Like that. So now I got a sweet background. Oh yeah, another good way is like when you go to style grounds, find like a one that has like a bunch of solid color like that, for example. And you can like flip it. Oh, I actually overwrite that one. Whoops, there goes our beautiful clouds. Our beautiful clouds are now dead. Rest in peace, beautiful clouds. There we go. Also, you can offset the X. X and Y can offset it. But these values, X and Y, are not in pixels. Like see the pixels right here? You see these tiles? The X and Y are not in tiles. They're actually in pixels instead of tiles. So these little tiny pixels that, like the character. And these little tiny pixels instead of the actual. So these X. So basically, each 8 pixels equals 1 tile. So basically, times it by 8. How many tiles you want it? So every X and Y value will be. It's like this is like all in pixels right now. Does that make sense? Probably not. So basically, and so also, if you know about art, you know what alpha means. Alpha just basically means how if you want it to be translucent. So basically, 1 means it's fully solid, like 0.01 means it's 1% visible. Basically, it's very small, and so basically, if you want to have decorations like a crystal shiny every so often, you want to do like this. Alpha would be really low, so it's like you can barely see it. And these are tinting, like what color you want it. F means white. That basically means there can be no tinting. Like 0000060 means black. And you just basically use that hex finder, which I close out of, to what color you want it to add, what tint you want color to tint. So basically, whatever color it is currently will be tinted that different color you add. Flip Y basically just flips. I just realized I don't want to flip Y. I don't want to flip clouds. I don't think I'll flip this though. So basically, we're gonna load it. Something didn't go right, so we're gonna scroll this down one. We're gonna make this to be the foreground. It's not letting me. I don't know why. Let's make this go up then. That works. And then we're gonna save it. Yeah, there you go. So now we see it. So for example, so this is a good way to test things out. So basically, we want a blue background, for example. You can just add some X's. Actually, add Y's because it's Y. And you want to have 0 scrolling usually. So we're gonna add 10 pixels, right? See how that's like something you don't really like that? That doesn't change too much. Just add 40. Make it not extreme. Let's try it. So that doesn't work. So let's try negative 40 because it's inverted. So there you go. That's closer. So we're gonna do negative 80. Yeah, that looks about right. And then back in style grounds, let's just duplicate this one again. So we'll add it again. And let's say we unflip Y X and we do this to 0. We got these 2 ones. Yeah, that looks about right. So we're starting to get a good background. and get that's whatever you want. So let's add one more, and we need to get it in the middle, so we're going to do 40 without the flip Y. So without the flip Y, update that. Then I get it. I'm going to move this to the background, I guess. It doesn't like how these are the same. It's breaking because it doesn't like how these are the same. So let's change that. Save. So let's delete this. Did I save it right? Hold on, let's just remove this so we have. There you go. It's in the background now. So now we want to get that middle, so we need to add one more. So add one more. And we're gonna not flip Y, and we're just gonna add like 80. Let's show you if this works. Just putting that in the middle. Not really liking trying to order them, but we don't want it to order. Let's move that up. So that's a little bit too high, so we're going to decrease that. Let's go by 60. It went up even higher, so we don't want that. So let's add, let's see, 120. Yeah, that's pretty close. Maybe 110. Now let's apply this to the background and see how it looks. There you go. So there's your beautiful blue background. Probably overcomplicated. So we now have a nice little background. There's also a lot more backgrounds. Just make sure to look at all the diagrams, find which one you want, and it also fit the theme of the level. Make it look nice. So there you go. So now we got nice background and style ground, which took a while. Now we also want to add effects. So I know people want to add wind because people are jerks. So basically for these rooms, like we want these effects are on only this means like every room. For example, if you want to go A dash this means it'll be every A dash room. For like how you see we did A dash 0, so it'll be A dash 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have B. So basically this week, so we can make every A room be a wind room. So we're gonna make every. So basically we do add effect, and we're gonna do foreground because it looks nicer, and update. Update. Okay, fine. Don't. Are you gonna do this to me? It's being racist. Okay, it got removed. It was just not updating. There you go. So you have that's boss. Move that. So we're adding wind, snow. So when we load it, there's now wind, snow. And then if you really want to add your wind, because I know you guys want to add wind, you go left, whatever wind you want, and there you go. So now there's wind. There you go. Have fun with your wind. Have fun with your wind. There you go. That's how you had wind. So we're gonna remove that wind and then update the room to have no wind because we don't wind in this room because it doesn't make sense to have it in the beginning. Unless maybe you're like a blizzard or something. So there's no wind anymore. Okay. So now that let's say we want to add actual things in the level, so we're gonna get rid of the style grounds. Let's see, we want to actually add things. So this placement thing shows you everything. So it has the Badline boss, it has Badline boost. I'm not going to go through the list by the way. So blades, the NPCs. So example, we're going to add, let's just add maybe like a falling block. For example, let's just add a falling block. And now it's snow. So if you right click on things in the editor, it lets you edit their thing. So this final boss just means it can only be like for battle line, when you fight battle line. So basically we want to do a climb fall, like when you climb on it, it falls, right? And the tile type, these are all tile types, these each are different, representing different, like ones mean represents dirt, 3 represents snow, 4 represents grinder, 5 represents tower, 6 represents I think that's rock, or that's stone, I believe. That's cement. That's cement. That's rock right there. That's wood. A is wood stone. B is summit with snow. C is wait, what did I just do? D is temple. E is mirror temple. F is summit without snow. G is reflection. H is grass. I is summit with snow. That's summit. Okay, I think these things are over here. These are actually just cliffside with snow, and the other one's cliffside without snow. So I always forget these. Forgive me. Yeah, so that's cliffside without snow. So that's summit with snow. That's summit without snow. That is core, and this one will be is dead grass. So we're gonna make it let's make it wood. So I think it's A. There you go. Another way, if you don't really want to memorize the tile types, you can just do go to your following block right here. Say, so see how it's now right there. If you go to your brushes and change it to, let's say we want it to be wood, and go to your placement, it's wood right there. So that's even easier. It'll automatically change it to whatever it needs. So each of these things have different things. So when we go to our editor, we press F5 to respond. See, these things will now collapse. That's pretty useful. We have collapsing things that do absolutely jack crap. Lovely. And here's your pinball bumpers, which no one loves. Conditional blocks, these things are more complicated. They have basically a lot of criteria you can do. To use criteria, which is basically like key bumper. If you had collected a certain button key or thing, you have to use the base game to figure out what they do. Basically, quite annoying to work with, but they can do a lot of cool, crazy things. So what's the other thing we should go over? I guess battle line boss. Battle line boss is kind of complicated. So the thing about battle line boss is that if you just have a battle line boss in the room, this is a constant mistake. It will crash the game immediately. So don't do that. So what we're gonna do is so if you want to figure out how to actually use a battle line boss properly, you gotta press N on it to add a node, which you can do with pretty much any entity. For example, you can do it with a bumper. If you press N, you can add a node. See, they can go wherever you want. So these will alternate between these positions. And some things have like abilities like fireballs, for example, like in the core, which can have a lot of nodes, which can like go around like a circle. So those things are very have a lot of different variety. Battleline boss is one of the ones that has several different nodes, which makes sense. And each has an ID based on each has an ID pattern and index. Basically, this ID is like from the actual game. I think these are like the I think this is like it's kind of weird because like these just gives you ideas, doesn't tell you what they do. Basically, each of these has a different pattern ID, like a pattern shot. You might have to test them in game because it's hard to test all of them right now. And then start hits basically like when you get to her second phase where she just hits herself and damages herself and then goes back and then starts flinging blocks everywhere. That's not what that does. So she like, for example, if we go to Celeste and have this final boss right here. Final boss, please. Final boss. So we're gonna let's just use the debug file. I'll break everything. So we got Battleline boss. So this shouldn't crash the game anymore. Never mind. It did. Shows I know a lot about this game, don't I? Doesn't it? Did I save it? Probably didn't save it, did I? Debug file. Don't do that map. Oh yeah, it's because she got start hitted. So she got let's retry. She actually gets start hitted immediately. She's a pattern index 0, so she's firing balls normally, like on her like the first thing, and it crashes because there's no more. So basically, to prevent the crashing, the N1 should the N1 should screen tension go past the screen tension like off screen, and you should have like a dash block right here, for example. And this dash block can only you can turn all these off. So blend in, actually you want blend in probably on. So can dash means that only Battleline can break this, or only something else can break this. That's not you. the character. That's how you, and then, so basically you want it to go off screen because you don't want the game to crash, basically. I think a few people want the game to crash, probably. I don't know. So make sure it goes off screen like that. And it smashes through a wall so the player can have access to the next room. Because they can just cheese and just walk to the next room if you don't stop them. So that's a good way to make sure they hit all the battle lines. Honestly, we are still even working. Yeah, it's still working. I'm making sure. Because I would be kind of sad if I just did this without it working. I have to redo all this. So battle line. So we got epic boss battle. I didn't dash up. Okay. Epic boss fight. So we got now an epic, truly epic boss fight. Did I save? We'll find out. Okay, I did save. See, now she dashes off screen. And now, but see, we can't screen transition. We want to go fight her, right? But we can't. So we're gonna add another room now. So basically, we want to add it 80. Y's are weird because Y is actually your inverse. You want to, first you want to add a room above. You want to add like negative 23. It's weird. You have to add. It's negative. So, oh yeah, let's go A0, that, for example. We're doing A0 and A0A. And then we want to add a snow. So we got this amazing room now. So let's reload a map, F5 or F6. So you can fight battle line. Why is he so high up? I didn't. Okay, let's make it easier for me. F5. Oh, and die to battle line, of course. So we're fighting this really hard boss right now. But the problem is, like, we can't like there's a, like, if you look at the thing, there's a screen right here. Why can't we not transition to it, right? God. Why's my hyper's not working? So basically, see, look at the screen's obviously there, but we can't transition to it. So to add screen transitions, you basically just add another player to that room, like that. So now that we do this, did I save it? Well, we'll find out. So find out. So now there's a new screen transition now, and we can go back. Which is not that good idea to go back in a room. So there's many ways to block it. People can go back to room. So say if we don't say that that's into the fight for there, maybe it's pretty easy. We just like add like a major synapse. Can you shut up, please? You add a player floating midair. Sweet. We'd say we add a invisible barrier, which exists. And if I see any invisible maps, any invisible mazes, I'm gonna kill everyone. So no invisible mazes, please. So you add a visible wall, and like that, and then drag it on the other wall. I think that works. Or it might crash the game. We'll find out. Oh wait, wrong screen. What screen? See, we can't go back now, see? There's a visible wall there. So basically now it's one way. That's a good way to prevent people from going back if you like say, because you want to test every screen transition to make sure, because you want to expect the player to basically break your map in any way, shape, or form. So you basically expect that your player is going to try to break their map in any shape or form. And there's a lot of advanced movement so they can easily break your map. So you gotta basically, if you really want it to be cheese-proof, you gotta test a lot. So instead of the sucks room, we want to add, we're gonna add basically, let's add some spikes. Because why not? Let's say we want to make them more precise. If you hold control, you can actually move them on the actual pixels instead of on every 8 pixels like that. You can have them on every pixel, so you get it like more precise like this. If you really want your precise placement, like that. This can do with anything in the game. Even with players, you can do any entity really precise movement. Especially with if you're actually going to work with decals, whatever, I don't know how to pronounce it. I mean like decals like this. See how I don't like that. See how it's not like that. I can do like that and make it precise. So like that, you can make it more precise. So for example, maybe I want this to be just like that, like that. You can make it more precise. Really good for decals. And now another good thing about this is triggers. For example, let's have this amazing room. We have a change respawn trigger, and then we add a node to it by pressing N. And then we add a player over here. So this now is say trigger. So that's trigger spawned over here, right? So what you're gonna do is also if you press S, it makes it smaller vertical. If you press A, it makes it larger vertical. If you press Q, it makes it larger horizontal. If you press W, it makes it shorter horizontal. So Q, W, A, S. Also, if caps lock is on, this will not work. So make sure you turn off caps lock. That's the thing that you should probably know. So I have the amazing room. So there's no way to pass this, but the trick is just to die, and you respawn over here instead. See? Because of the change respawn trigger. So that's how you do triggers. So basically, a lot of triggers can like we do sorry, my throat. Credits, event flag over. So it's like for modding, like if you have different things and mods. Golden Berry collection. So if you say if this is Golden Berry and Golden Berry over here, for example. Also, golden berries will not appear until you have beaten the B side of your level, and then the C side won't appear until you beat the B side of all the level categories and all that. So basically, if you have like a entire map pack with 8 maps, the player has to beat every B side of your map pack before they can actually unlock the golden berries and C sides, just like the regular game. Or just use a debug save, which automatically fixes that, and then automatically golden berries already up here. And all that, and C-sides already appeared. So let's see, we're gonna add what's another thing we should add? Let's see. Yeah, I guess core mechanics, because core mechanics are a little bit funky sometimes. So basically, if we do this and we go into the game, we spawn right here. The core mechanics aren't there. So say if we want core mechanics, right? We have to actually switch it to a actual temperature before we can actually use them. We switch a switch. See how now they start appearing. But if you want it to be a temperature by default, you go over here to metadata and you change the core mode and you turn it to fire or ice. None will basically make it so it's default. Nothing. Cold means it's on cold mode already, and fire means it's on fire mode. That's core mechanics basically. That's how this works. Pretty simple. So now we're going to do inventory. Inventory is basically what you have. For example, prologue means if you have prologue level data. If you have prologue inventory, that means, let's see, hold on. Did I save it? Let's see. Yeah, see, prologue means you cannot dash. See, I'm pressing dash right now. Pressing that spamming dash, I'm pressing every button. Can't dash. Basic prologue means you have no dashes. And then if you go to default, which means you only have 1 dash. Chapter 6N means you have 2 dashes. Core means you have 2 dashes also. Summon also means you have 2 dashes. And old site means you have 1 dash. You still have 1 dash. But it's 1 dash, but things are things are disabled. Basically, default if you want 1 dash. If you want 0 dashes, you prologue. You default for 1 dash and summon for 2 dashes. Basically, is what you need to know. Basically, if you want 1 dash, if you want 0 dashes, prologue. 1 dash default, and 2 dashes the summit. So if I do summit, and I reload it, I now have 2 dashes. See? See? And now we'll do so basically now let's do dreaming. So dreaming is basically, you know, like old site. That's basically what that means. Interlude basically means when you beat the level, there's no dun 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 dun. It means you make like the 1 tile screen instead, like when you win. So we're gonna, for example, make the hardest end, right? So do a placement. But if you have it on interlude mode as checkmark, you cannot have a B-side on it. There's no way to exit the B-side unless you use debug mode. Just like prologue, you cannot have a B-side prologue. Makes sense. So when you beat this, so you stop being hard, like we changed it to earlier, and then it'll just end. Basically, that's that. But if we have interlude, like for example, interlude's off, with that, so it'll be hard, and then it'll be, you go dun 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 dun, like this tile screen instead. And you basically can change this picture to whatever you want, whatever picture you want. I haven't blanked because we haven't set it for anything yet. And it also means if you find like the B-side tape, you can do a B-side. Where's B-side tape? So we're going to do a cassette tape. And how cassettes work is like it goes like through here. So basically, this position is like where the cassette is. Or this is where the cassette is. This is where it takes you to, and this is where you end up in. Like so, when you touch a cassette, you go here, but it follows this path like at an angle like this. I'll show you what I mean. So you got the cassette blocks. That's such a hard cassette. So you got the B-side now, which we haven't made yet, so that's gonna crash the game if you try to beat it. Well, actually, it won't crash it. See how it went at a curve instead? Because we have it like do that. You cannot add any more nodes on this, by the way. You cannot add a node, so it's only 3. It's set to be 3. So now we're gonna do cassette song. You do not want to use this. Instead, you want to do event. Hold on, I'm just gonna. I can't remember. You do like event. There's basically cassette song. Don't use any of these. This will break it completely. It causes the thing to jam. For example, we'll go to I don't have my map, so I can't really show you. But I'll just put in the description. I'll put cassette songs. I also put I'll put all the links in the description probably. Unless I forget. Spam me in Discord if I forget. Okay. So let's see, another thing we should go over is cassette no cutter lag. You probably want this to be 0, or 2. This is like whatever color, like marigold, see emerald or marigold, basically. I think 0. And icon is basically like you want to do icon image, so like something like summit. If you want to summit, I don't know how to do it. I know I'll put that in the description also. Or refer to someone that knows how to do it. So I think that's basically the thing you need to know. Let's try to think of anything else we should need. Well, there's rising lava and sandwich lava. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Try to think of anything else we might have done. We might need to go over. Also, these two things are not. I think I might as well go over these. These are trigger spikes. Like if you know dust, like in like chapter 3. Well, you can actually use different types. So you can do like that. Just like this, see? That kind of cool? Because they're programmed to be in more than one, so you can do like all that. When you step on them, it triggers. Something that's not using the game. Spot blocks for like when you dash, you know that. And then there's the bird I can teach you. Say if you want to add it, so it can teach you how to hyper, like hyper jump tutorial. I guess you teach you how to hyper. Add a bunch of chaos. See, hyper. See, the bird just teaches how to hyper. Sweet. So basically, anything else we should? I'm trying to look over. Feathers, I think everyone knows how those work. Kill blocks, I don't know how these things work, honestly. EPC, you can switch this to any EPC. If you want to basically, I think we're trying to go over there. So say if you want a battle line crying, go battle line crying. Because this is going to be, if you go to the battle line crying thing, you can talk to her, and then you get level up. Dang, I don't get 3 dashes, what the frick is this? That's basically if you want to like script like you get your second dash. For your next level, you want to just have it get so like that. So anything else? I think everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Any other weird things I got confused about, I don't really see. Okay, I think that's over everything. A lot of things are just gonna be experimental. Like, I guess a Shiro. Like, if you want a Shiro to spawn, I think you have to make sure a Shiro's on screen. So spawn in a Shiro. Like that. So we step on the trigger. Why is there 2 of them? Okay then. I guess that's, you don't need the Shiro. There's a Shiro. If you want to have a Shiro boss. Oh, so much crap's on the screen. What the freak? What is going on? So we're gonna ignore everything that's going on. Let's see. Okay, I think we should probably go over the B-side, how to make a B-side. So we're gonna go new. We're gonna go 10 something just like we named it before, because it's the B-side. Create map, and we file save as something -B. Save. So let's just get. There's probably a crash, by the way. Expect a crash because it's still in beta. Alpha. So I'm just gonna add a player. I'm just gonna want to reset the game before there's a crash. Actually, we probably should go to meta and add path -B. That's the B-side. Close Celeste. So we change something. Probably update Ahorn. So we're gonna go to debug file and we'll go to B-side. Should work unless, yeah. And see those names, like something. That's how you basically name. That's know what you name. And see here's a B-side, which we don't have anything data for, which is you everything. I think that's the basic tutorial of how to do it. There's a lot more stuff you might want to go over. Oh, just really, why did the video have to basically start to end right when the B-side music comes on? Heck. Oh well.